Hi everyone. Today I am going to turn my 30-minute yeast rolls into a loaf of bread. It's a little bit dirty here, but I have been baking and I decided, I'm going to show you all how to do the bread, the loaf of bread instead of the individual rolls. I already made some a few minutes ago and I put all those rolls in my freezer for future suppers or maybe even for Thanksgiving. I'm not sure yet, but I have all those in the freezer, flash freezing, so I can put them in a Ziploc baggie. I'm going to show you now how I made the loaf of bread with that recipe. But if you wanted the yeast rolls, I'll link it in the description below, and I will also link the recipe below. In this, I have 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to add 1.25 teaspoon salt. And I am going to sift this. And I am going to sift it again. I do this twice for these rolls because it calls for bread flour, and I know bread flour has more gluten in it than regular all-purpose flour. At least that's what I'm told. But it seems like this works. I just double sift it real quick and it seems to work fine. Like I said, my bowl and stuff looks dirty, but this is my second batch of flour. So I'm going to leave out about 1/2 cup of this and add it slowly to it. In this jar, I have 1 cup of water. Warm water, about 110 degrees is what you want it. I'm going to add my yeast. It's 2 tablespoons of yeast, 1 egg, and my oil. I know water and oil don't mix, but I just follow the recipe. I'm going to mix that together real quick. Get that egg all broke up. And, oh, I forgot my sugar. You need 1/4 cup of sugar or honey, whichever you would like. Stir that in. Because yeast love sugar. They like the protein from the egg too. And we will let that sit for 10 minutes. I put my flour in here. And I made a well in the middle of it. And look at this. You can see all the blooming of the yeast. Doesn't that look good? I'm going to take and I'm going to put this in the center. I'm just going to pour it in. I'm going to mix this together. I have some of the flour, 1/2 cup of flour sitting out. The dough is looking a little shaggy. I took all my jewelry off so I can do this. I'm going to knead this by hand the rest of the way. You need to knead this. Once you get it to where you need, it's got enough flour and everything, you need to knead it for 10 minutes. You got to get those glutens in there good and going. there's my dough. And from here, now you can make it into rolls. And by rolls, you know, you would just take, I just take a little bit and I pinch it together like this. Pop it off, roll it, and there's my roll. You can do it that way, or you can do it this way, which I am going to make a loaf of bread out of it. So, yeah, I'm just going to use the stick of my, and I'm just going to roll it out. Flatten it out some, and then just start at the end and just tightly roll it up. Roll it up, take the ends and tuck them under, pinch it down, tuck it under, pinch it down, make your shape. Then you would put it, I've already got one made, you would put it in a pan, well greased loaf pan, let it rise for 30 minutes, and that's what it looks like after 30 minutes. Then this goes in a 450 degree oven. I tinted my bread. I rolled it and I tinted it. After I put it in the oven a little bit and it started getting a little bit brown on top, I was worried it was going to burn. So I put butter on it and I laid this over top of it so that it wouldn't get too dark on me. You can see where it's all brown in there now, even. There's my bread. The bread has gotten a little bit browner than I wanted it to, but I had it in the oven at 400 degrees, like it says, to do the rolls at 400 for 10-12 minutes. But with this, because it was such a large loaf, I put it at 400 degrees for almost 30 minutes, 25 minutes. And it's a little darker than I wanted it. So I would say maybe lower the temp down to 375 and put it in there about 25 minutes. And it should come out better. But as soon as it cools, we will cut it open and see what it looks like on the inside. I've got a watermelon knife, but it slices bread great. And I went down it and I sliced this bread off. Look at the inside of that. Doesn't that look gorgeous? It smells so good too. But look at that. Can you see it? So it's actually good. So all those people out there is wanting to know if I can turn my yeast rolls into bread. Yes, you can. Look at that. It's a little dense the way that I rolled it, but that's what you want in a loaf of bread. You know, you don't want it to be all airy, and you want something you can put lunch meat on. But this turned out really good. Yeah. So yes, you can take my yeast rolls and make you a loaf of bread. And enjoy it too. Until next time, thank you all for being here with me. God bless you all, and I'll see you again. Need some homemade butter now. Yeah.